Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to try and draw an eye once again. Well, we're going to try and do it in 10 minutes this time. I don't remember if I did it in 10 minutes last time. I genuinely can't remember, but we're going to do it in 10 minutes this time. I don't have a reference this time, so that may lead to some issues, but we're going to pretend like it's not going to, and we're going to pretend like this is a really good idea. Now let's go ahead and just get started. 4:30, so 10 minutes will be, what, 44:30? Alright. I always draw eyes facing this way. Should I try drawing one facing the other way today? No. Alright. It kind of looks like I already am making it face the other way. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of curve to this. And then add the little eye thing, like the little notch here. I don't really know how realistic I'm going to try to make this, how shaded it's going to be, how any of this. I'm just going to go until it looks like an eye. And that's going to be whenever it does. I don't know. Maybe we'll add lots of detail, maybe we won't. Okay, so either way, we're going to want an eye up here, or a line up there. A line over here. Maybe we'll add lots of lines. Maybe we'll try to shade it and make it like a really sleep-deprived person. I don't know. I've got lots of eye-bags. I've got lots of eye bags. Actually, that's not true. I have one on one of my eyes and 3 on the other. Why? I don't actually know. But one of them only has 1 and the other has 3. Yeah, I'm assuming one of them just stole it from the other one because it was greedy and it wanted it, but you know, I never know. Alright, go ahead and get the pupil in here. We could add eyelashes, but we're going to do that last, well, before shading, but last in adding the smaller details because I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, let's go ahead and still make this animated-ish because I think it'll just be easier. Because like I said before, not even in this video, but I don't know how to draw the like lines in your eye. Every time I try to do that, it ends up looking quite wrong. And I don't know how to do it. I should probably look up like how to do it, watch someone else do it maybe or something like that. Then I might get a clue, but nah, we'll learn eventually. After enough trial and error. That's how it works, right? Alright, wait, why am I... Dude, the light's coming from over here and I'm shading this darker. Very smart, yes. I am a super intelligent person, and I know how shadows work. Trust me. I've been drawing for almost 2 years at this point. I know how shadows work. Let's just go ahead and shade this whole thing in. And then we can just... It'll be faster, because we gotta shade the whole thing in anyways. I didn't even do an actual, like, solid line on the outside. I just don't like to do that when I draw the iris. Is this even called the iris? I genuinely don't know. Is the iris the center, or is that something else? Is that the pupil? I think the center is the pupil, and then I think the bit with the color is the iris. I could be wrong, though, because like I said, I genuinely have no fucking clue. Alright. We're gonna do that. Try to get some actual shading in here. Try to get it darker on the bottom. And then just shade out smooth, but it's not necessarily shading smooth. I have a little stick I can use to smoothen out the lines, but I don't like to use this because it makes them look all muddy. And I'm not a huge fan of how that looks. It doesn't actually look that bad in this case, but it's still got some lines because I did draw kind of hard and uneven, but honestly, it's actually not that bad. I was expecting it to be worse. I still think I preferred having the actual lines there, though. Dude, go darker. I'm like trying to get it to go darker, but I didn't want to go darker. Okay, that's decent. Not great, but decent, so we're going to keep it. Now, we need to move on to shading the eye. How do we do that? Well, that's a great question. We're going to add a line here, because we need to shade around that line. How? That is also a great question. Darker here, lighter in these areas. And then we gotta make it darker, and the darker is supposed to be bits. Alright. I am not a professional when it comes to shading. Very much not a professional. But I've been doing these 10-minute things and trying to get a little bit better slowly at a time. And I've actually been practicing shading in my other sketchbook too. Not a lot, but some. Because I would like to get better at shading. Because shading is, well, how you get depth. And depth can help add detail. And I feel like a lot of my drawings are missing detail. So I'm thinking that maybe adding more depth will be able to let me add more detail to my drawings. Alright. There, that's decent. Now we're gonna also draw this. We are somewhat running out of time, but I think we're still chill for now. I think we'll have enough time to fully do this. I haven't really been fully paying attention to the time this whole time, but I'm paying enough attention to, like, realize what I was doing. Alright. Now, we've got this. Now we gotta try to blend this a little bit. Blend these to make it look like it's coming off of this surface. I was gonna draw 2 eyes today. But then I was like, I don't want to look for a reference. And I just don't feel like doing... especially don't want to look for a reference with 2 eyes. I mean, yeah, I could just look for a picture of a person, but then I'd have to be zoomed enough for me to see the detail, and I didn't want to do any of that, so I just decided to draw 1. I also did just remember eyelashes exist, so let's go ahead and get some of these in here. Alright. Lots more eyelashes on the upper top bit than the bottom bit. The bottom bit will have a lot less, and it will also have more eyelashes the more we go over here. I don't actually know if that is a true statement, like more eyelashes over here. I just think that it does. I don't know. When you draw anime eyes, you draw lots of eyelash bits over here. And, well, anime style eyes and stylized eyes, they're all styled off of realism. But it could just be a style choice that people choose to put all the eyelashes over there. But we're going to go with saying that that is how it works. Because, well, I fucking can. I can do whatever I want. This is my drawing. And my words. I forgot what we were talking about. I genuinely have no idea what the hell I was saying. Oh yeah, I was going to make this dude tired. But we're running out of time, so I don't really think we're going to have time to do that. Alright. So... It is what it is, but he doesn't get to be tired. He's probably happy about that. Alright. There. Trying to shade it, like, evenly. But it's a little hard to do when you're trying to hurry. And when I'm at a weird angle, this light is blasting in my face. I cannot fully see all of my shading. Alright. I really need to get better lighting, but that's something we'll worry about later in the future. Alright, well, we're about to be finished, so we can always add more shading, so we'll just continue shading till our timer is up, but I honestly don't think we're really gonna... Yeah, we're gonna literally have like 30 seconds left, so... There's not much shading that we're gonna get done, but we'll just add little bits like this. Try to make it a little deeper. Actually, there is one other thing I'd like to do, which is shade this eye very lightly till that reaches 30 is when that is up. I just want that shaded lightly because I don't like that to be white. And there we go, we're just going to call it here. That is the end. It's definitely not perfect, but it's not bad. There's a very, very sloppily drawn my signature, but you know what? I like it like that. That's why it's drawn like that, so I could draw it sloppy. Anyways, that's going to be it. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.